What's on YouTube? It's PTT, back at it with another Destiny 2 video. Today guys, I am going to be talking about legendary shards. Specifically, I want to talk about a few ideas I have that would be pretty cool if they were implemented in game for uses of our legendary shards. Now again, you know, my hope for this is that a Bungie person might actually watch this, take some of the ideas back to the office and go, hey, I've seen this video, there's a few ideas here, what do we think of them? But also it gives a chance for you guys to let me know what you think about my ideas, and also fire your ideas at me and get a good bit of conversation going about the topic. You know, the more conversation there is about a certain topic, the more likely it is to be picked up by somebody at Bungie, and then ideas are likely to turn into actual things happening in game. But we'll have to wait and see. So guys, let's jump straight into it. Before we start, I want to say I have about 1,200 legendary shards, okay? Now I know that I play the hell out of the game, and a lot of people are going to go, well, the only problem that with legendary shards is the fact you have so many is because you play the game, you grind the game, you sink a lot of time into the game. You know, a normal player won't have 1,200 legendary shards, and I fully agree with that. However, I do have friends that only play for a couple of hours a day, if maybe an hour a night or something like that, and they are in the same position. They have a lot of legendary shards, while not as many as me. They do have a couple of hundred of them, and obviously there are not too many things to do with them in games. So what can we do to make legendary shards a little bit more viable, a little bit more usable, and give the player base something more to use them for? Well, first up, we're going to go through the vendors. I'm going to start off with the vendors in the tower, okay? So first off, we have the gunsmith. We know that you can break down legendary mods and get legendary materials to then create other mods and other legendary mods with, okay? If you break down one legendary mod, you get one component. You need 2 components to actually convert that into a legendary mod. Well, imagine if you could exchange some of your shards for a legendary mod, okay? If the gunsmith had a tab where you could just purchase any of the mods that you wanted to, like the whole selection was there of every single legendary mod available in game, and you go, right, I want that one, that's going to cost me 10 legendary shards, or I need that particular mod, okay, I'll pay 10 legendary shards for it, and then obviously you can get them. I just think it is another option that could be a good idea. People could then, you know, focus themselves on, right, I need a solar mod for this, or I need a kinetic mod for that. I can just go and part with some of my legendary shards to be able to get them, rather than waiting weeks, months for RNG to bless me with what I actually need. Next then, we have Lord Shaxx, okay? And I'm actually going to cover these all in one. So Lord Shaxx, Zavala, Ikora, Cade, and Hawthorne. I believe that these should all have an option to buy a reputation bundle from them, okay? Now, I don't want to get into the whole loot system in this video, and the way it works, where you hand in reputation bundles for loot and you can't actually buy loot from vendors. That is an entirely different story for another video. Let's look at what we do have and how I would change that. So imagine if you could go up to Zavala or Ikora or Cade or any of the vendors and go, right, okay, I want to rank you up because I want a certain piece of gear. Maybe I don't have time to do the strikes, or maybe I just don't want to do a particular activity. Let's say the Crucible, you don't want to go and play the Crucible because you're a PvE player, but you do want the Crucible armor. You could buy reputation bundles off of Lord Shaxx with your legendary shards, and then obviously give those reputation bundles back to Shaxx in exchange for a Crucible engram that could then drop you loot. I think it would be a good idea, and again give you another way to part with your legendary shards but get something in return for them. As far as Amanda Holiday goes, then obviously I would love to see her selling sparrows and ships again in legendary version with the different transmat effects and things like that. Maybe she could actually sell transmat effects for legendary shards that we could then apply to our ships and things like that, rather than again just getting them randomly. Master Rule, again, I would love to see him selling engrams, okay? You could buy legendary engrams that are either armor or weapons. Maybe we could have a kinetic one, an energy one, a power ammo one, and then an overall armor one. I don't understand the entire change of the loot system that came with Destiny 2, but again, that is for another video. But I would definitely love to see a form of buying engrams back in one form or another. Now let's have a look at planets, because again we have planetary vendors. So we've got Devrim in the EDZ, we've got Sloan on Titan, Falsafe on Nessus, Astro on Io, and again guys, similar to the vendors in the tower, imagine if you could go up to them and go, right, okay, I want to buy some tokens off of you to turn into you for particular loot. I want 50 tokens, and that will cost me 25 legendary marks. I can then obviously now hand them back to you and stand a chance at getting that European Dead Zone helmet that I cannot get to drop after, you know, 30 level ups and or something like that. Again, guys, I know that the issue of having a crazy amount of legendary shards might not be there for everybody, but I think a lot of people can agree at the moment. Destiny 2 is feeling pretty casual. If you do spend hours a day playing the game, then you do get through things very quickly. And while that isn't necessarily Bungie's fault, I do feel that a lot of changes that have happened in Destiny 2 have had a very severe knock-on effect to hardcore players that want to grind and want to play the game. It's like, just play for a couple of hours a week, guys, and go and play another game, because you're not going to get rewarded for anything after you hit a certain point, and things are just going to sit there and collect for no apparent reason. And obviously that's not enjoyable, you know, having something that, if you want to grind and you want to sink in hours and hours and hours, you should still be able to go somewhere in some form or another and be able to get rewards for something. But again, guys, these are only my ideas and suggestions as always. Again, I know I've said it before, I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below, so get typing. What do you think? How would you like to see things change? What kind of things would you like to see implemented, where you could spend your legendary shards on something? Or do you just want to see them sit there in your inventory and go, well, it is what it is, let's not worry about it, move on, whatever. I would love to know your thoughts. Again, as always, guys, drop a thumbs up on the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel for daily Destiny videos. But for now, Guardians, as always, thank you very much for watching, and until the next one, I'll catch you all soon.